Torella here again with another review, this time for Sword Art Online, Aria of a Starless Night. This time we had the pleasure of being able to catch this movie early, and something that I'm really passionate about because I really love the Sword Art Online franchise, and have been continuously surprised that it's been able to go on as long as it has. But this time we were able to get one of the movies that they're serializing from the progressive light novels, and this one is the pretty much the story of how Asuna came to come into the game, and kind of like more of her backstory, because in the show, within the 13 episodes of the Aincrad arc, which these movies are covering, you really don't get too much of their backstory other than like Kirito. When you come into it, you only really get his story, and you catch Asuna where she is in the game, where she is when she's joined up. When they can't think of the name of the group, when they both joined that group, so they can hurry and level up. But with this one, you can see like this where she was a Japanese high school student that was trying to get good grades and impress her parents, and she wasn't really too much of a gamer. But her friend, who was she wound up getting into SAO, well, sort of SAO because of her. So this movie pretty much covers the story where she comes into the game with her friend. And spoilers, I'm gonna get that out the way now. So before I say anything, if you did you know already know, spoilers to this Aria of Sorrow movie. So we get back to that. So with Asuna, she comes into the frame with her friend Yuito, and they figure out that, just like everybody else, this game is not just a game. This is a life or death situation where the only way to get out of this game is to clear it. Like I said, this movie covers it from Asuna's point of view. So you see, like, when she comes in, how she comes level up, how you get to the point where she is when she meets up with Kirito at some point. But a lot of this movie is dealing with her relationship with her friend that you don't see in the show at all, which is the character that is completely just from those light novels. Now, I've read a lot of the novels. I read a lot of the manga, stuff like that. You see, I've got a couple mangas and stuff here from the Aincrad arc, which, like I said, I really don't feel like they spent a lot of time in that arc. It was done so quickly, and then they get to the next game that they're playing, which was like the second half of the show. Of course, where Kirito has to rescue Asuna because her consciousness is like downloaded into this other game, and catch it by it got real weird in that second half. But this particular movie is dealing with the relationship with her friend, and how she kind of feels betrayed, because there's a scene in the movie where they're like battling and grinding up, and Asuna winds up triggering like some event in the game where like all the monsters start piling up on her once. And don't forget, if you get killed in the game, you die in real life. So she they have to split up. And from her point of view, it looks like her friend was just trying to go after a monster so she can get some rare gear in the game, which will help her progress and become better. But that wasn't the case at all. Like she had to run away to survive, and it just got to a point where it was like, okay, if she went back for her, she was going to die. There was no, hey, Asuna, I'm coming back to save you. So at that point where she feels betrayed, and her friend was pretty much like the only one that she had. This is her friend who showed her how to play video games and stuff like that. And SAO, it's everybody for themselves. So, which is like the biggest viewpoint from Kirito, where he's a beta tester, and Asuna, friend who was a beta tester, who had like a kind of ahead of the curve there. So she knew kind of what was going on in the game, what to do first, what to hop on before everybody else, which gave her a big advantage in the game. So that pretty much, you see kind of Asuna's kind of descent into feeling like this sense of loneliness, and she has to kind of just survive on her own. She doesn't need anybody else, until that point where we see her meet up again with Kirito, who is showing her, look, like, you can play a solo player, but you can also, we need help too. Like, so, kind of gives her back her sense of trust again for the people in this world, so that they can survive and get out of this game together. Um, I got to say, like, one of the biggest things I liked about this movie, other than them telling the backstory, like I said, was that they spend more time showing other stuff from the Aincrad art, which was honestly the best part of SAO out of all the different stuff that you see from SAO, the Gun Gale, the Fairy World, I can't even think of what it was, and then, so on and so on. Everybody likes this art. I don't know why they kind of just fast forwarded through it. I kind of wish they would just kind of go back and redo the series again and just focus more on that particular art, but probably not going to sell that now. But like I said, it focuses on just kind of more of what Asuna was doing and how she was able to survive, how she was able to get to that point where she is when you watch her in the original SAO show, and kind of everybody's kind of distrust for the beta testers, even though they do get into that a little bit, like, oh, beta tests, let us down, and they could have showed us what to do and get survive the game. No, that's not the case about the movie. The action is really, really good. They trying to think of the scene because they do it in the show. They just recreate the scene in the show where Asuna and Kirito team up. They beat the first boss in the first dungeon, which kind of sends them a little bit further up into the thing, and they team up and they go back and redo that entire scene. But this time they add Yurito, Asuna's friend, into the show. Into the movie, who wasn't originally there. So because like I said, it's from those novels. So like I said, they did a really, really good job of recreating that scene, and that's pretty much like that. Like, that's where the movie ends, with them like exiting the first dungeon. And of course, if you watch the show, where everything is going from there. I actually had the opportunity to watch the English dub, and Kirito was done by Bryce again. He came back on board. I mean, I don't see why they had to bring him back. He was too good. Shermie Lee, who I've actually got a chance to meet several times, phenomenal voice actor, comes back as Asuna, does a really, really good job playing the lead there. And of course, Mito, who I've been saying, whoever this entire time, Mito, who is her friend in the show. She is played by Neris, the voice actor. Like I said, the voice acting is phenomenal. It's actually my first time listening to the English dub of the show, and I gotta say I'm pleasantly surprised about how good it was. Because I don't know, I just really like the English version, the Japanese version of it so much. I don't know, because I get whatever you hear first, that's kind of what you get attached to when you get through dubs and subs. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but I'll probably go back and watch it again, subtitled, just to see kind of like the difference. But they definitely did do a good job with the English subs. The movie ends with them pretty much letting you know, hey, we're doing another movie. So I think that's coming like 2022 or 2023. So it looks like they're gonna go back through and do all these novels with the sword art. So you're a big sword art online fan, this is going to be your movie. It comes out on December the 3rd, which I'm seeing they're going to be doing like the 1 or 2 showtimes a day. So if you want to go back to the movie theater, this is the time where we're getting anime movies in the movie theater now, from the Dragon Ball movies to the One Piece movies. So the more you support these, the more of these we get. If you go into the movies to see anime or whatever we get, this is what you want to go to see. Aria, so like I said, I mean, you're a big Sword Art Online fan. This is not going to let you down. Like I said, I mean, the animation in this is top notch. I mean, I thought it was really good in the show too, but they definitely step it up and give you that budget for this show. But like I said, if you're a fan of the show, then you're definitely going to like the movies. The late novel movies, and they have like 2 other movies before this. But again, this pretty much covers everything from Asuna's point of view, leading up into her getting into SAO. So this is. I don't want you to think that you're going to be getting like their entire movie. This is not the entire series. It's not the entire series. It's just Asuna up until that point, and then up until they leave the first initial floor, and you so on from there. But like I said, we're gonna get more of these movies. They leave you on the cliffhanger. I think you're gonna get more, but I can't wait to get the opportunity to watch the next SAO movie, and hope this review gets you to go see it. Again, this is going to be in the theaters starting in December, and hope you get to go see it. Thanks for listening. Out.